Hello, and welcome to another update video about Link. Yeah, Link continues to hover around here in this range. No real news yet. However, we had a rejection from our resistance area, which is important. Nothing, however, that is, in any way significant. If we talk about the size of this pullback, it is fairly weak, much weaker than, for example, what other coins have experienced. So if we measure the FIBs, it hasn't even reached the 50% retracement level. However, we have a rejection obviously from resistance, and we now need to see if the bears can push the price further to the downside. Resistance goes all the way up to $8.47. That's Fibonacci resistance. Structural resistance, obviously, we've got the descending trend line of the trend channel. A break above that would be a first indication really that's needed that something more bullish is going on, but then the price still has to overcome the $9.50 horizontal resistance level. And not only that, also we've got the $8.47, 78.6 Fibonacci retracement. So there is quite a bit of resistance. I'm not saying that this is the ultimate complete, final, absolute, true wave count here. We need to be flexible whenever a coin or any asset or any price chart really is moving in these channels. So because it's just moving in the channel here, this could be something that eventually morphs and changes. The wave counts can always change in these channels because we're dealing normally with corrective structures. Normally these channels, at least one of the type of channels that we see here, is not really characterized by impulsive price action. You see it, all these overlaps, a lot of overlapping price action is rather corrective, and you cannot really come up with a very, very clear wave count because an impulse is clear. Yeah, impulses have clear rules, no overlaps and things like that. Well, here we have all of these rules broken, and therefore we are likely in some kind of a corrective structure, and these corrections, they can always change. So I think, it's still an unchanged situation that the bulls really need to drive the price above the channel, above the upper boundary line of that trend channel. But as long as we are caught in the channel, I cannot say that a low is in or something. It's something we're observing, of course. And if a 5-wave move up emerges from here, then I will highlight that. But to be honest, we have 3 levels here: the trend line, the 78.6 retracement, and the $9.50 level. All of them need to break really to indicate that a low has been made here. And with each level that breaks, the probabilities for a more lasting uptrend increase. So we can track the bullish support along the way. That's probably my approach. I'm going to track the bullish progress along the way with bullish support levels, so that we know that, okay, if certain levels break, then we're likely breaking down again. But as long as these levels break, the trend is up. The problem is, at the moment, we haven't even made higher highs. So it's still stuck in this channel. I can really only start with that once we have broken out of the current range. And that would at least include break above the $9.50 level, I would say. Because until then, we're still below, quite significant resistances. I mean, take a look at that. Link has moved in this channel or in this sideways range for more than a year, really. Okay, so looking at the bigger picture, so let's also add that here. We've got the long-term chart, the Link long-term chart that I published recently. And as a channel member, you get access to all these live charts on TradingView. You can see the live charts all the time. So let's take a look now at the weekly chart here. And we can see that Link moved up so far only in 3 waves into the 2021 high. That could be just simply an ABC structure. In a more bullish interpretation, a 3-wave move with the current decline a wave 4, being a wave 4, and then one more high in a wave 5 into that region, $91 to maybe even $180. It's a huge range, but we're also far away from that, so I wouldn't focus too much on it. I don't like the look of this. It's not really behaving well. So I explained to you that it could also be this wave 4 is still in the making. Yeah, it's just not entirely clear. This wave 4 could still be in the making. And then we get one more low. Resistance for the wave 4 is all the way up to $11.80. So we need to be on the lookout for potentially a bounce up. And then this would be a so-called expanded flat structure where this wave 4 could end between $9.62 and $11.82. That makes it so difficult on this chart, because when we break out of the range, we could just get a fake out because we might react to that level. Either way, it might make sense just to be aware of that level. And if we break above it, then yeah, then it certainly unlocks much more bullish price potential in the first instance to around about $18, and then potentially even higher into the high $20 region. But so far, yeah, there is not much more clarity at this stage. So we're observing the the descending trend channel's upper boundary line for a first indication of a breakout. That's my update about Link. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.